Hello, everybody. How are we all? Now you have to bear with me because I have managed to pick up a cold while I was away. So if I start coughing uncontrollably, that's why. Yeah. So let's have a look. Who have we got? We have got hi to Vicky, hi Lorraine, hello Louise, hi Liz, and Beth, and Karen, and Deb, and who else? Diane, Patricia, hello. And Ali, hello. So we've got real differences in weather. We've got hot and humid in Queensland, snowy in Minnesota, -11 in southern Ontario, Canada. My goodness. What a good mix. What a good mix of weather. So yes, thank you. Welcome back. Yes, thank you. Absolutely. I've been away, obviously, as you probably know, on a cruise. It was a Fred Olsen cruise, and it was absolutely amazing. Not so bothered about Morocco, have to say. Won't be going to Morocco again. I didn't have any high hopes for it. Let's put it that way. And my high hopes were not, I was accurate with my not having high hopes. But yeah, we went on the Borealis, and I was impressed that they gave this at the end of the tour. So they gave this at the end of the tour, the end of the cruise. They gave this as like an overview of all of our weather conditions. So I don't know if you remember back in August, I went on my first ever cruise and we had a massive storm, like 90-mile-an-hour winds, swells of who knows what. I don't know what the swell was. It was enormous. I would think it was probably about 7 meters or more, probably more than that, to be fair, because of the way the ship was going on about. Well, we didn't quite have that, but we came close. So we had a sea state rough, moderate. Where was the one? So this rough one here, these two here, the Thursday and the Friday, that was quite rough. Rough on the Wednesday. And then we had very rough on Friday the 5th, and it was very rough. Very rough on Sunday the 7th. So, I feel quite seasoned at this cruising business now. Yeah, I've definitely experienced rough weather, and you know what? I didn't actually mind it. It wasn't too bad. I felt a little bit sick. I think if it's on the Thursday night, I think I felt a little bit seasick when we had the first rough day. But then after that, I was fine. Just sort of wandering around, and yeah, it was fine. So did all right. But yeah, had a wonderful time. Had a wonderful time on the cruise. Really nice. Have to say, didn't want to come home. Could quite have happily stayed on that cruise for a very long time. So yeah. Who else we've got? Hi, Marianne, and yeah, you've got that. And also, while on the cruise, there were craft classes. So I tried some things I haven't done before. So I tried macrame, made these two little, I don't know what you call them. I suppose they're like keychain things, aren't they? This was like a twisted one. I actually helped people because these were taught by the entertainment hosts. And there was a craft lady on board, a lady called Babs. She was wonderful, lovely lady, bless her. And so the other things, so I mainly did diamond art with her. So the entertainment host kind of taken over the whole craft thing. So I made a little bracelet with them. Although, bless him, the guy who ran it, he wasn't quite sure how to finish it off properly. So I ended up doing my own thing. So I don't know if I'll finish this off properly. But anyway, I'm quite pleased with the way that turned out. It's a little bit bigger than it needs to be. But yeah, so I had to go at macrame, had to go at making a bracelet. Babs actually did a necklace making workshop. And I really wanted to do it. But my brain couldn't cope with... it couldn't cope with thinking about what beads to put where. And then I did some diamond art, and I won't bore you with all of it, but just in case some of you are interested. So I made this little compact, how well you can see it. It's just like a little compact mirror, really nice. It's got diamond art front and back. I went a bit crazy with the diamond art actually because I need to resin these up properly. But I really enjoyed the whole diamond art thing. I also did a coaster as well, which I really liked, except for this one was a bit annoying because the things kept falling off every 5 seconds. But I really like the way that turned out, so I need to resin that up as well. And I also made a Christmas bauble. So I did go a bit crazy, but I was like, you know what? I'm just sort of trying new things, really. Have I done diamond art before? I have done diamond art before, but I did it as a... This has got stuck, because some of it's not all... So this was... Yeah, it stuck a little bit. This is my bauble, Christmas bauble. And I went a bit up rogue with this because where you can see the gold, that was supposed to be orange, but I didn't really want orange on my thing. But these are quite nice. It's double-sided again. So yeah, so I'd go with that. But it also inspired me to maybe, and you guys have probably done this already, but to maybe try doing a stamp and then working out, because I've got loads of these little gems. I've got like a little round thing full of little gems. I've got a whole drawer full of gems. So I'm wondering about maybe trying my own little diamond art, just stamping something and then filling it in with gems. So yeah, so there you go. So that was that was that. That was my craft class pick things that I did. Had a wonderful time, as I said. Met loads of people, met some stamping up people, met some other crafty people from the Isle of Wight. So if any of you are in now watching, hello to you all. It was wonderful. So yeah, had a whale of a time. It was great. Who else have we got? Hi Cynthia. Thank you, Karen. Yeah, it was the first time I ever did. First time I ever did it. So Macrame was the first craft you ever did. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I say I've no doubt for. Thank you, everybody. So I have come back. I literally came back yesterday afternoon, had a long train journey home. So my brain, and with a cold as well, my brain is completely frazzled. So I'm going to show you the little, sample of the, sample as in not decorated. My kind of rough sample. This is the one. This is what I'm going to try and do. However, we are not going to do this front bit. I'm going to put an actual greeting on it. So I've got a little greeting. So that's going to be there instead of this. And then this, I'm not going to do a full panel. I've actually stamped a picture and I'm going to colour this in. And that will go here, basically, behind there. This panel will do. And this panel will do. And the whole thing folds down like that and will fit in an envelope for a 5x7 card. Okay, so that's what we're making. Now, you can do it this way as well, which is what I originally planned on. But then I was like, actually, no, it stands up quite nicely. This doesn't stand up great because the craft card is already kind of bowing, because my craft card all bows. So, yeah. But it is quite sturdy. So I've chosen really quite thick card for this, and I'm hoping it's going to work. I haven't had a chance to make one yet, but we're going to do it this way up, like that. But as I said, you could do it this way up if you wanted to. If you do it this way up, then you need to get a panel for this edge. But with it doing this way up, you don't need a panel on that edge. So that's the kind of rough overview of what we're making. As I said, I haven't had a chance to fully make it from start to finish. So we're going to be learning together. And if I start coughing, then you'll have to excuse me. I may well mute the mic if I am coughing too much. I need to keep drinking as well throughout because, yeah. Let me just switch my main speaker off. Yeah, so just bear with if I start coughing uncontrollably. Hopefully I'll be okay. Hi Jeanette, I'm not too bad, thank you. I've got a cold, but I've just come back off a 12-day cruise and it was fabulous. I literally, as I said before, I could have stayed on. I literally could have stayed on. And I was looking at some of their brochures in the cabin about future cruises, and there were ones that were like 72, 96 day. And I was like, yep, I could happily do that. I could literally happily do that. The only thing I think is just the lack of Wi-Fi. I feel like I've dropped off the planet a little bit. So if you've left a comment on a video and are wondering why on earth I haven't replied back, because normally I reply back all the time, that's why. Because I literally had no Wi-Fi at all for the first I don't know, quite a few days. The first day we went to Casablanca, the the place where we went, the museum we went to, where we did like calligraphy workshop. I managed to get free Wi-Fi there for like about 15 minutes. So I quickly had to reply to all my WhatsApps and whatever. But yeah, and then I had nothing again until, I don't know. I think I got some free Wi-Fi maybe in Tangier. Can't remember. I managed to get a Wi-Fi spot at some point. Internet, and then when I went to Spain, so the last stop at La Coruna, which was a couple of days ago or 3 days ago, I managed to obviously get my mobile data back. But yeah, apart from that, I've been off the planet. So I will reply to all your comments. I'm just trying to catch up. Still need to unpack everything. So yeah, it's all a bit mad. Right, let's have a look. Who else have we got? Hi, Yvonne. It's very stormy Dublin. Yeah, it's wet and rainy here as well. You're going to love this one, Dan. Good. I'm glad. Liz, my day's just beginning. It was just ending. I know it's crazy, isn't it? Right, cool. So, first of all, you need a piece of base card that is 5 by 11. And along the long edge, you're going to score it at 1 inches, 2 inches, 3 inches, and 4 inches. You're also going to score at 7 inches, 8 inches, 9 inches, and 10 inches. Okay, and that is all of your scoring. Now, one thing I am going to do is I'm going to trim. Do I need to trim? I might need to trim a little bit off. We'll see. And then we're going to go ahead and we're just going to mountain fold all of these score lines. Now, one thing I wasn't sure of with this card, because it's quite thick, I wasn't sure if it's going to crack, but actually it looks like it's going to be okay, so that's good. So let's just do that. So for anybody thinking about cruising, I would definitely recommend Fred Olsen. Obviously, I've only got one other ship to compare with, and that is the Ambassador Ambience, which was good. It was good. I have to say the food on Ambience was better than the Borealis, Fred Olsen Borealis. But the staff on Fred Olsen Borealis are amazing. They're so friendly. They really are. And that, for me, was one thing that really made it. Like, the entertainment team were fabulous. Right, one thing I'm going to do, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it, is I'm just going to trim a tiny fraction off both ends, just so when you wrap it round, it doesn't, you know, clash with the fold line, the score line. Who else we've got? Hi, Benita. Hi, Pippa. Afternoon, everyone. Getting to watch a live. Should be sorting, tidying, and doing housework. Oh, well, another day. Absolutely. Yes, you watch a live. Housework can wait. That's what I say. That's what I say. Well, I'm just going to trim the tiniest bit off here, like literally about a 1/16 of an inch. Turn it round, and I'm going to trim a tiny bit off here too, like that. There we go. And put those in the bin. Also, for anybody's interested, I will be doing a video of my time on my cruise, and that will be available over on my Suitcase Sites channel. So what I'll do is I'll try and put a post up on here when I've done it, because I'm going to do it like I did with the Norway one. I'm going to split it up into videos, so maybe have one like of an overview of the ship, and then because I did loads of filming, and I've got a nice new camera now, which is better than last time when I went on a cruise. So the quality is a whole lot better. So yeah, so that will be going up on my thingybob, on my Suitcase Sites channel. Right, so let's get some glue. So what we need to do with this one is we are going to, I'm just going to grab this quickly to have a look. Okay, so it needs to fold down like that. Okay, so I suggest you stick, so these are your pillars. So I just suggest you stick your pillars like that. So then they automatically fold that way. So this first one then is going to need to fold along there, and that is going to need to fold back. So it's going to need to fold like that. So if you fold it along here, we're just going to put some glue on there. You can use red tape, but let's just go along here like this. And then we're going to fold that whole thing over like that and just stick that down. Just make sure it properly sticks because it is wet glue, so it could move. There we go, like that. And then this one is going to be more like that, and hopefully you'll end up with that and it doesn't overlap in the middle. So this one is going to go to there. So I'm just folding it along the second score line, as it were. Hi, Julian. So we're going to put some glue on this one like that. And then we're going to fold that along that line there, like that. So when you pop it up, you should end up with that. Okay, but it should then fold down nicely. So let's just turn this around. So that's the way, let me just think about this here. That's the way it's going to be in the envelope. So this is going to be our front. I'm just going to put a little F on the front just to remind myself that is the front. Okay, so let's just pop these back up again. And as I said, you want something quite sturdy so that then you can, then it's not going to flop down when you, you know, when you have it standing up. Because if it's too flimsy, it's just not going to hold. So you want some quite, you know, I think this is about a 300 GSM, I would say. I mean, this is from my stash, so I don't know what exactly it is, but I think it's about that. So let us start with this middle one here. So I've got here one piece of base card that is 5 inches by 6 inches. Now you would think, why is that not 5 by 7? It's not 5 by 7 because of the way it folds. If you make it 5 by 7, then what happens is it ends up being too long because you've got this extra inch here. So you make it 5 by 6. Your mat is 4 3/4 by 5 3/4. Your pattern's 4 1/2 by 5 1/2. And then that whole thing is going to stick on the front of that second pillar. Okay, so we're just going to stick it on there. So let's just go in with the... If you want to put some pattern on the back of that, you can. I've decided not to. I'm just going to put it on the front. But you could do if you wanted to. I think it probably would look better if you did, but I think it'd be fine. So that is going to go on there like that. And I'm just going to fold it down to get it to just so I can press down on it and make it stick. And that should mean then this whole thing measures 7 inches, which it does. So that is good. Right. Okay, so that's that. Let's get that into place. There we go. So that's that one. I've used papers from my Yuletide Wishes paper pad, which, as you probably all know if you've watched me, it is available on Amazon, and it's also available at the digital kit over in my Ko-fi shop as well. So that's that one there. Now, we're now going to tackle these two pieces. Now, you don't have to put any pattern on here, but I thought it might look a bit plain without it. So I've cut out some little pattern pieces that go here and here. Haven't done anything for the inside, but I've also done ones for there and there, and you'll see why in a minute. So I've cut out 4 pieces that are 7/8 by 4 7/8 for the mat, and then the pattern, which is actually a glitter, you know, one of these ones that doesn't shed, a non-shed glitter, which is 3/4 of an inch by 4 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those down. Thank you, Bobby. Yeah, I do actually really like. Quite pleased with that pack. Quite pleased with that pack, as you can tell, because I use it quite a lot. So let's go and hi Julian, by the way. I didn't see you, did I? So we're going to go ahead and stick this down. It's really grey and gloomy today, so I've had to switch my light on. So hopefully you guys can see me okay. So let's go ahead and add these on half. And then don't worry, Cynthia, it was the Yuletide Wishes paper pad. It's a one of my Christmassy ones. My most recent Christmassy one. This one. Is this one here. So I use this one. So I haven't used this very much. And because the candles will need some kind of golden in them, I thought let's go a bit creamy and a bit goldy. So that's what we've gone. So I've gone for an off-white card. Right, that's that. Let's put something on this one. Oh, dear me. Let's put that on there like that. But yeah, it was nice to just choose to be. I mean, I was busy every day, even on the sea days. I was really busy. They had like sail and play activities, so they had things like indoor curling, which I had done previously on the Ambassador cruise, and they also had indoor golf putting. They had something called Bago, which is basically like cornhole for those of you in America. And then they also had shuffleboard. They did indoor and outdoor. Outdoor when the weather was nice, when we were in Morocco, and then indoor for most of the other times. And that was good. And then what else did we play? Oh, they did switch bowling. Now, I'd never done switch bowling because I don't have a Switch. So yeah, it was using a Switch, computer, whatever it is, console thing. That was good fun. I actually won a few of those matches, so that was good. And they did this sail and play thing where if you went along to these events, different whatever games, I guess, then if you won, you got certain points. And then at the end, they did like a sail and play award. So whoever got the most amount of points won, like, a Fred Olsen hat and a lanyard and a bits and bobs. So, and also every time you got a point, like you actually, if you came first or whatever, they give you a point, and that was worth 50 pence off in their shop. So I managed to accrue £1.50, woo, which wasn't enough to buy anything. So one of the other guys, I've forgotten his name, Barry, I think his name was, him and his wife, bless them, they'd been playing as well, and they'd managed to accrue £2.50, I think, or something like that. I think about £2.50. And so they very kindly gave me their little point tokens. So I ended up with about £4 or something, £3 to spend in the shop. So I bought myself a little enamel badge, little Borealis pin badge. This was £4.95, so I paid £1.45 for it. So that was cool. Nice little memento. I don't really do enamel badges, but I thought it's nice and small, it's nice and cheap, comparatively. And it's a nice little memento, and also it will fit in my little scrapbook, because I'm going to be doing a scrapbook for the year, because this year's been awesome. So I wanted something that maybe could fit in the scrapbook. So that was the plan. I know, woohoo, absolutely. You probably have got one, Cynthia. Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't done that many pads recently. A lot happening. I've got another paper pad that I'm hoping to bring out in the new year. I'm sort of working on at the moment, but I need to get it all kind of fixed up and sorted. So that's coming soon. Okay, so that's the front bit done. Now let's sort out this back bit while we're here. So as I said, you could put a piece on here, which would look good, because then when this goes on, you've got so much to go against it. So that would actually be a good idea to put something on there, but I don't think I can be bothered, frankly. I feel like it needs it though, doesn't it? Okay, it does need it. Let me just cut a bit out. I'm not going to use mirror though for this. I'm just going to use I think I'm going to use the same. I'm going to use the same pattern paper again, because I don't use much of it. And then I'm just going to use the red off the back of this, because yeah, I don't want to make it too much thicker than it already is. Which one shall I use? I just need a red, but I don't want to. Let me use the red off this one. So I need. This is 5 by 5. So 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. We cut that out of the red. Yep. 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. That's for the mat. And then the pattern is going to be 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. This is 4.5 by 4.5. If you've just joined in, you're wondering why I'm coughing and clearing my throat. It's because I've got a cold, so you'll have to bear with. trying to stop myself from coughing. So you guys don't have to listen to me cough, because that's never good, is it? Never good entertainment. Doesn't make for good TV. So let's bung that on there. Right, let's just stick these down. I think that would be better with that on there. Absolutely, Beth. Thank you for that. Don't forget to hit the like button. And Diane, you just got that paper from Amazon. It's gorgeous. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it. Thank you so much. Right, let's stick this down. Onto here. Thankfully, because it's square, I don't have to really concentrate on which way up I'm doing it. There we go. And then let's stick that onto there, onto the back of that. The other thing I really like with the cruise, I kind of miss actually, is the waiters. Because obviously, when we went to Ambience, we actually did freedom dining, and it was the first time they'd done it apparently. And so the waiters were a bit, they didn't quite know, they didn't really, you didn't have the same waiter over and over again. But on Fred Olsen, because it was fixed dining, we had the same waiters, and we had two lovely lads, a guy called Jamil and another guy called Ryan, both from the Philippines. They were just, Ryan was quite quiet, bless him. He was the assistant waiter. Jamil wasn't. He was more just cheeky. He was a bit cheeky, bless him, but it was funny cheeky. And it was just a sing-song way. So every time we got there, it'd be like, "Hello, Miss Louise, incoming. Here we go." He was funny. They all were. But yeah, it was good. Right, so then we're going to stick this one. So here we have a piece on the back, and this piece of base card that measures 4 inches by 5.5. So then your mat is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then your white piece for your message is 3.5 by 5. Yeah. And then that is just going to go on the back here. And I'm just going to make sure it fits. Now I'm actually going to use, I think I'm going to use red tape for this. Actually, might be, I don't know, because it's glitter, isn't it? I don't want it coming off. And you just want to make sure that when you put it down, this doesn't pop. It's going to go that way. Yeah, that's the way it's going to fold down like that. Okay, so that's fine. So you can actually have it up slightly, and I kind of would like it to be up slightly, because then you've got a bit of a border here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn this over like this, get it where I want it to be. And I think we're going to do it with a bit of a red border below. So you've got the base card, then the red mat, then you've got this card. And I'm just going to take a pencil and make a little mark just like here and here. And I know where it needs to be. And let's just draw a little line across here like that. And then add some red tape. I think I'm going to go red tape. I don't really want to chance glue on glitter card, because that could be a bit dodge. So there we go. Have any of you guys been on cruises? Let me know. Who have you been on? Which ships have you been on with? Have you been? How long did you go for? Where did you go? Etc. etc. You know, I'm interested. I'm intrigued in other companies as well. Like what, because I know all companies are different. My parents have been cruising on different places and different ships with different companies, and I know they are all quite different. I think Fred Olsen do have quite a following because of their friendliness. Obviously, I don't know. In America, it'll be different because you guys have got like Royal Caribbean and all that kind of different companies. But yeah, I'm interested to know where have you guys been? Have you cruised before? If so, where and with whom? I just put that thing back again. I think I have the pin. Yeah, it's there. Morning, sweet pea. Hello, hello. It's cold, is it, in Massachusetts? Oh, goodness. Celebrity Cruises Apex went in July to Spain and Portugal from Southampton. Oh, okay. Yeah, we went from Portsmouth, but I had to go. I got a train down to Southampton, so I could have gone. Celebrity Cruises Apex. Okay, and what was that like? What were they like? What were the cruises like? Were they good? Would you go again with them? What did you like and dislike about them? How big as well? Because I know my parents, and quite a lot of other people I spoke to on the ship, they preferred the smaller ships, not the bigger ships. But then these days, there was a couple of people I spoke to who said that they'd been on the bigger ships, and actually you couldn't. Some of them, it didn't feel like there was that many people on it because it was such a big ship and it was all kind of spaced out. And so I'd be interested to know your, like what it was like. How big was it? Did it feel big? Was it more, what kind of thing was it? Ship and staff, brilliant. Would go again. Ah, cool. Excellent. Yeah. Do you know what? I really think the staff do make a massive difference. Because that was one thing with Ambience, was staff were kind of friendly, but you kind of felt like it was a fake friendly. Do you know what I mean? And so they were nice, but it didn't feel like with the Fred Olsen lot. Like even the engine, anybody, literally anybody, deck boys, engineers, anybody you met, captains, anybody you met, literally. I don't remember a single. Apart from there was one waitress in the Borealis restaurant, and she had a face like a wet weekend, all the time. She was Little Miss Strict. And I did feel for the waiters up there because she looked like, a force to be reckoned with. Apart from her, everybody else really friendly. You meet people in the corridor, they'd always say hello, they'd always smile. It was lovely. So yeah, right. So this bit here, you would normally need, as I mentioned before, a piece that is whatever it was I said it was, 3.5. Hang on, let me look at 5. Yeah, I think it's 3.5 by 5. So if you want to do this and actually have panels, then you'd need a piece of 3.5 by 5. But I've stamped, and we're now going to colour in this one, and I've done it so that hopefully when it goes behind here, yeah, there we go, it just kind of stands out, but it kind of, you've got that kind of 3D look. So I'm going to colour this in now. So we just need to get some colouring pens, pro markers that match the colours that I've got in my papers. So let me grab my pens. I have got quite a few, so this could take a moment. Right, let's have a look. Boob was incredible. Huge ship, 14 floors. Wow. How many people on board? What? That sounds big. We had 10 decks. 10 decks in total, which was quite big, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, it's considered a small ship. I think 1,300 people is the maximum, and I think there was 882. I think it was, so it wasn't as big. You love cruising. I've only been with TUI. Oh, Morella. Okay, as they are inclusive as standard, and the premium Duke's page is reasonable. We always go adults only. Can't fault the staff. Yeah, this was all inclusive as far as food was concerned. Apart from they did have a couple of restaurants that you could, you could spend extra. They had like I think it's called Colours and Tastes. That you could spend, extra on. But the drinks at the moment you have to pay for the drinks package. So I just was drinking water. I took some squeezy squash with me, so a bit cheeky, but let me turn this around. Yeah, so that was fine. But the going forward from April, Fred Olsen are actually making it so that the drinks for your meal are included in the cost, which is good. I'm glad about that because that's a definite plus, I think. And then Wi-Fi was the only other thing. Obviously, Wi-Fi wasn't included. Obviously, they've got like ship Wi-Fi, but yeah. My last cruise was quite a while ago, early 90s. Went to Bermuda with a walking group, and I got terribly sunburned. Oh dear. Hi, Nicole. Yeah, I have to say, I did remember to put sun cream on, and I'm glad I did, because one of the days I forgot, didn't always remember, but one of the days I forgot, and my cheeks were so burnt, because I burnt really easy anyway. Let's have a look at this one. I'm just trying to pick colours that kind of go. When you're picking colours, it's always a good idea to get a piece of the card that you're colouring in with and just test it out and just see what works. I think I need to go a little bit more pinky, maybe this one. So as long as you use the same card you're using, this is actually pink, but oh, that's not bad actually. That works quite well because that kind of goes with the colour that I've got here. Yeah, so that one and these two work quite well. So we'll use those two together. That one's also quite useful. And then I need some green, which is another. I also need some yellows as well. I need like a golden colour for the flame. So let's have a look for the flame. And that's quite a nice warm golden. And then maybe we have a. Should we go with that red one, that lighter red one? Yeah, I think we will actually. Hi Nicole, you've been on 2 cruises, both 7-day cruises. Once with P&O, second with Carnival. Oh well, Port Vila, New Caledonia, up the old coast from Brisbane to Cairns. Okay, cool. And which one out of those did you prefer? Which was your favourite out of those? Right, and then we just need a yellow as well. Let's grab a yellow from here. Because it's just really interesting. Like the, oh, that's brown. That's so weird because on the end it looks yellow, but it's actually like a real browny colour. And it's difficult as well because my lighting's not great at the moment, so I can't really see what colour things are. Let's try this one. Yeah, we'll go with that. I think we'll go with that. Okay, so that's for the thingy bob, and then we just need some greens. Let me grab my other box for the green. Get my greens out. Oh, yeah, I'm just intrigued because I would like to try some other companies as well, but I am kind of swaying towards staying with Fred Olsen if I go again. I would love to go again. I just need to earn a bit more so I can actually afford to do it. But yeah, I really did enjoy it a lot. I would love to go again. P&O have been taken over by Carnival. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have to say my parents have been on Carnival before. They quite liked Carnival, but not Carnival, but P&O. They've been on P&O before. But I don't know. There were things they didn't like about it as well. I guess it's one of those, isn't it? So I like the fact that the waiters sang happy birthday. So every evening, pretty much every evening, there was always somebody whose birthday was. And so we'd hear them and they'd come out. And I've actually got, you'll see it on the video. They'd come out with their guitar and start singing happy birthday in their unique, special way with a slightly different tempo than what we're used to singing happy birthday with. But it was just really fun. I liked it. I thought it was just fun. So that was good. I enjoyed that. And they also did anniversaries as well. So they came out and sung. Oh, what was the song they sang? Oh, I can't remember. It's a bit bluey, that one. I can't remember what it's called. It was a popular song anyway. It wasn't a congratulations and celebrations. We want the world to know we're happy. You're happy as can be. I think it was that. But it was just funny. Let's just try this one and see if this is too. Oh, that's a bit more like it. Yeah, let's go with that one. Okay, so that's those. Right, so that's my green sorted out. Let's start colouring. So yeah. Cruise for the first time this year. Did 2 cruises, princess cruises. Never expected to enjoy the first one. Loved it, so took a second. And did the second live up to expectations, or were you disappointed by the second one? Because mine went the other way. I liked the first one. Don't get me wrong, I really did. And obviously it was, bumpy. So a lot of people on this cruise were like, oh, how come you did a cruise again if you'd had such a, you know, bumpy ride the first time around. And I was like, well, I figured that, you know, I've been told this was like, that was one of the worst storms. So therefore, you know, I had to, surely that's the worst it can be. It's unusual to be that bad. So it can only get better from then on. And yeah, I mean, it was rough, don't get me wrong, it was rough this time around, but I didn't mind it, to be honest with you. I really didn't mind it. So I had a good time. Second was just as excellent. It was just as good. Preferred the first shoot, both excellent. Ah, cool. Hi, Mickey. Yeah. So I did enjoy it. It was good. Right, let's colour this one in. And here like this. As I said, my lighting's not great, so let's just get that in there like that. We could have done with a slightly more yellowy one, but this is fine. And we'll go with this. You need to be careful as well with your card, because if you have too absorbent card, it can end up being it can end up spreading. Oh, if my head gets in the way, I do apologise. And we'll try not to get my head in the way, but it's difficult when you need to see what you're doing. So that one, and then this one. Around the outside. Like that. Don't forget as well, obviously, with pro markers, they do lighten up as they dry. So you might put it on and think it looks too dark, but then it dries. You're like, oh, actually, that's not too bad. Okay, so I'm going to go back in a minute when it's dry and add some extra bits on. Okay. So now we just need to work out what colours we're going to do. So I'm going to do the poinsettia first. Let's do that first. The ferry crossing between Victoria and Tasmania can be a bit on the hairy side. Oof, yes. Yeah, we went through the Bay of Biscay and that was a bit hairy, I have to say. I'm going to switch my light on for this. So apologies if there's a bit of reflection, but I need to be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to go in and colour all of it with one and then go in again to do the shading. There we go, and turn it around as I go, because that makes it a bit easier to do. And again, apologies if my head gets in the way. And also apologies if I go quiet, because concentrating. Okay, and I would have done this before I came on, but as I said, it was all a bit crazy. So right, any suggestions for the colour of what colour I should do these candles? Let me know. Should I go green with the candles? Or maybe do, I don't know, one red, one green, one red and two green, or two green, you know, the other way around. Two red and one green. Because I want to keep to the colours I've got on my card in the paper. So red, green, really, and maybe like a creamy colour. But yeah, let me know what colour do you think I should do. You can tell I'm concentrating. I've gone very quiet. It shouldn't be going through because it's very thick card. That's something to bear in mind when you're colouring in. Make sure that if you're going to see the back of it, you put some on the back of it. Now, with this one, it's thick card, so you will see a bit of it, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. But also because it's, quite close to what's behind it, I don't think it's going to be too. Yeah, you can sort of see it a bit. You could stick it onto other things if you wanted to. I'm full as a goog. Lunch out, then the movie week with the popcorn, ice cream, lollies, and chocolate. Then home to chicken gnocchi and apple. Oh my goodness, sounds like my last 12 days. 2 colours would look great. Yeah. So do you think red and I reckon red? Maybe do this one green because it's against that. I think maybe that green, that red, and that green. Maybe. I think that could be good. And then I'll probably do those swirly bits. I'd like to see them in kind of like a gold. I think that would be nice. I might actually use a gold marker. See if that works. To see what it looks like on this card. Because it's slightly off-white, you have to take that into consideration as well. Right, so those bits in the middle are kind of green. So let's stop there with that. Let's grab this one. So the colours I'm using as well, just so you know, the middle one was pink lobster, and this one is cardinal red. And then for the flame, for the middle, I used molten red. Then further out, I used pumpkin. And then for the outside of the flame, I used gold. And then this one is pine, and this is the dark of the two. Yeah, this is the dark of the two. And actually, I think, let's do the darker with the leaf. Some of my pro markers are kind of drying up a little bit, so I'm going to need to refresh them. So I've had them a long time, and before I had them, somebody else had them. So they've been around a while, these have. Oh, bye, Karen. Don't worry, don't worry. Just thought I did a 6-week cruise 55 years ago when I was 12 from Southampton to Fremantle, West Australia. Wow, okay, when your family emigrated. Oh wow, okay. Right, let's just colour these in. There we go. Right, okay, so that's that one. And then I need to do those middle bits. So I'm going to do those middle bits in green. Hi, Shannon. I am colouring. Yes, I am. I wanted to do a coloured bit in the middle here. Right, so what I'm going to do, I think, is, because it actually looks quite dark, that one, but it wasn't dark when I did it a minute ago. Oh, I think it dries. It'll dry lighter, so it's fine. So let's just, I hope my head's not in the way. It's weird how it goes on kind of almost too like khaki, but then it just dries a bit lighter. This is why it's a good idea to do a little test on a piece of, whatever card it is you're using, because then you can see what it's going to look like when it's finally dried. Okay, so that is that. So I think we go green here, and I quite like the idea of using that lighter green. One of these ones, which I have put away. So let me grab that thing back again. See if I can remember which one it was I used. I think it was this one. Is it this one? Not sure. Let's try it. Is it this one? Oh, that is that one. I reckon I could get away with that for one of them. I quite like this lighter one. I can't remember which one the lighter one was. I think it was this one. Let's try this one. This is emerald. It's a bit dark. Okay, it wasn't emerald. Maybe it was this one. Maybe it was grass. Oh, hang on a second. I've left the thing behind. Is it this one? Oh no, it's too light, that one. And it's drying out. Grass is drying out and it's a bit too light. Okay, let's just go with, I think we'll go with this one, which was lush green. That will do. So let's colour in that one. That is a huge food day. Sort of like the days I've had, that is. Okay. I really hope my head's not in the way. And I hope you can see all right with this light on. I just need that bit of light so I can actually see what I'm doing. Right, and then come around this one here. Oops. So I tend to do one shade of, like one coat of just the colour, and then when it's dry I can then get back in again and do the actual shading on it. It's a very miserable day outside, I have to say. We had some pretty grey days at sea on the way back, but you could tell we were getting closer to the UK. I mean, it did rain in Casablanca, so don't get me wrong. And it had actually rained in Spain. The day before we got there, they'd had loads of rain apparently. But okay. Let's go around there. Like that. Also allow for spreading as well, because depending on what card you use, sometimes it can then kind of absorb and spread. So allow for that. Right. You have to decide what colour to do the wax. So I need it to be different from the outside, but I also don't want it to be too different. Now the other thing as well is this card is quite textured, so that always makes colouring in more interesting. I really hope my head's not in the way, but I can't look up to check. So hopefully I'm not in the way. There we go, there's one candle done. Okay. Just getting in practice for Christmas Day. Oh wow. Oh, those of you who, hi Valerie, don't worry. Those of you who had Thanksgiving, how was it? How was your Thanksgiving? Was it good? Did you do anything? Did you spend time with family? etc. Let us know what you did. Let us know what your Thanksgiving was like, because that was actually the day after I went away, I believe. So I went on the Wednesday, the 26th. I think it was the 27th, wasn't it? Thursday, 27th was Thanksgiving. So, did you do anything special, or just spend time with family, or? Okay, right, we're going to come back in and shade those in a moment. And let's do this one in the middle as red. Thanksgiving was delicious. Just me and your parents. Ah, Christmas will be my entire family. Ah, cool. I'm glad you had a delicious Thanksgiving. That's good. That is good. Do you have any traditions that you do at Thanksgiving with people? Like any games you play on Thanksgiving, or any traditions that you do that maybe are like just particular to you and your family? I really hope my head's not getting in the way here. Ooh. Okay, right. While I've got this pen in my hand, I'm going to come in and do some shading here. Apologies, I've gone very quiet here. Thanksgiving was wonderful. My daughter's been in England near Birmingham. Ah, is here in the States for the holidays. Cool. That's good. I'm so glad. Beth, you had 12 for Thanksgiving dinner. Oh my goodness. And it was the same with Christmas. That's a lot of people to cook for. Diane, you had a great Thanksgiving. Your oven broke down, so we had ham steaks on the grill and the turkey's in the freezer. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's not good. Oh dear. What a time for your oven to break down. Of all the times, that's not the time you want it to break down. So you'll have to do it. I guess you could save your turkey for Christmas, couldn't you? So at least you managed to save the day with ham steaks. But yeah, that's never good. I'm going to have the light coming from this angle. So I am going to shade down this side. And underneath here as well. like that. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the red. Oh, wrong cap. And then let's come back in with the green. Yes, yeah, you know what? I wish I'd kind of taken some colouring with me to do on the cruise, because there was a few times when I kind of had, like, I was in between events, you know, like games and whatever, and I could have quite happily sat and coloured. Although I think on a moving ship it might have been a bit interesting, but yeah. But to be honest, I ended up doing just editing because I'd shot quite a lot with my new camera, and I thought, let me just edit some of these bits now, so then I've got less to do when I get home. So okay, right, so that's that. So now we just need to go and do the green again. So from this side here. Apologies, I'm being very quiet because I am concentrating. You need to get a new one of this green as well. This green's getting a bit dry. I do hope my head's not in the way. Nobody wants to see the top of my head. Okay. Concentration. Can you hear it? Okay, let's do this one. Okay. Well, I'll go back in again in a minute and do some more of that. So I'll just leave that out to one side. Right, so now we need to do this gold. So let me grab my gold marker pen and see if that works or not. Yeah, a nice stress-free Thanksgiving for a change. We just eat and relax on Thanksgiving, nothing fancy. Christmas, the kids open presents. We eat a very large selection of foods. There's about 26. Oh my goodness. They play games for prizes. That sounds like a plan. That sounds like a plan. Yeah, I'm going to use this one. So this is my Journal Say metallic craftwork pen that I got. So I'm going to use this for the swirly bits. Because it's kind of yellowy, but it's also kind of goldy and it's metallic. So hopefully it'll have a bit of a shimmer to it. So we're going to go with this. Yeah. You got a 12 days of card making shirt for Christmas Day of Etsy. Oh, nice. That's cool. Right, these little spirally bits are really fine. So I'm having to be quite careful. You're going to dot where it's fine. to try and make sure I'm not going over. Okay. Right. I'll do my stars while I'm here as well. Okay, right, let's do these other swirly bits. There we go. You always bring a game for prizes at Easter and Thanksgiving. That's a good idea. You crafted with your 11-year-old niece the day after Thanksgiving, and she mentioned using alcoholic markers in school and loving them. Guess what she's getting for Christmas? Absolutely. It feels like Christmas will be here sooner than we thought. Yeah, that's true. I haven't sent my cards out yet either. I sent some out before I left, but I've still got a whole load more. And I had messages back saying, oh, goodness, this is early. And I'm thinking, yeah, but when I come back, it's going to literally be 2 weeks till Christmas. So, but I've still got stuff I need to do. I've done some presents, but not all. I need to do a few more. But I tried to get as organised as possible before I went, because I knew when I came back, it's going to be, you know, so quickly Christmas. We've even got we've got a little church Christmas play at church, and that is going to be this weekend. So it's going to be all hands on deck sorting that out. So it's just a lot. There's a lot happening. This is a really nice pen. I can recommend this pen. Usually metallic markers work better on dark colours, and this does work well on dark colours, but it also works well on pales as well, like this. I really hope my hand's not in the way. Keep looking up every now and then just to check, but there's full concentration going on right now. Okay. Right, so quick look at thingy bobs. I hand delivered family Christmas cards at Thanksgiving to save on postage and also explain how the cards work. Yes, that's a good idea. My first 3D card went out the day after Thanksgiving. Cool. Don't worry, Liz. Yep, cool. Off to mass. Okay, cool. Excellent. My dad's birthday is the 19th. I have no idea what to give him for his birthday or for Christmas. He turned 80 last year. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Especially when they get older, because usually they've got pretty much everything that they want. Just trying to find stuff that they're, you know, experiences and things, I guess. One of the guys on the cruise was saying that he had bought his son, who's into like motor racing and stuff like that, and they'd bought him, because he watches F1 and stuff like that all the time, and there's certain racing drivers he absolutely loves, so they had bought him an experience, a racing car experience, and they actually will see some of his favourite drivers racing. So but it wasn't in the UK, it was somewhere else. They'd done it because it worked out cheaper over there. I think it was France, actually. I think it was France. Right, so that is that. And then the wax, I don't know what to do with the wax. I should really colour it in the colour of the thing, but I feel like I might just add some shimmer on it. Any ideas about the wax? What should we do for the wax on the candle? Because I kind of don't want to colour it in red. I'd like to leave it as it is. But any ideas what we should do with that? Let me know what we should do with the drippy wax bit. Any ideas for the drippy wax? Any sort of glaze? I've got that creative accent glaze, but it's quite runny. I've also got this stuff, Spectrum Noir Sparkle, crystal clear. I could maybe use that. I've got, as I said, I've got this one, but it's quite runny. This one's quite different. I find this a bit tricky to use. You might be able to use that accent glaze. Creative Craft Products accent glaze. What else we got? Any sort of glaze you could put on the counter. Clear crystal effects, gold, light colour for the wax, lighter colour of green. Okay. I mean, I could do this one. I was also thinking about 3D pearl effects, something like that, maybe. Wink of Stella, that's the closest I've got to. I have actually got a Wink of Stella, but I don't find it. This one here is. Here's my Wink of Stella. I have got Wink of Stella. Let's have a look and see what this. I'm just going to try this on a bit of. Oh yeah, we could do Wink of Stella. Let's do Wink of Stella. Yeah, that works. Wink of Stella works nicely. Again, I hope my head's not in the way. If it is, it's tough bananas. Oh yeah, the Wink of Stella's great. That was a great idea. I find the Spectrum Noir one tends to blob a little bit, whereas this Wink of Stella is a bit more even with its sparkle. Okay. And for ages I did without Wink of Stella. And then finally I gave in and was like, you know what, I'm getting some. And I'm glad I did. Because it's definitely the trick for this. There we go. Lubbly jubbly. And dabby dozy. Put that back. Put that one back. Okay, so just got to let that dry. A second, and then that is going to go in here. Like this. Don't squeeze it too hard, no. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just do a little pencil line here. And I'm going to slide it this way and do a little pencil line here. And then I know where to add my glue. I'm going to go glue for this one. There we go. And then that is going to go behind this first block. So here, like that. Like that. And then just fold this down a second. Give that a good press down. I guess that is pretty much dry now, so that's good. There we go. That's that. And then we just want to put our Have a Merry Christmas at the front here. I'm going to turn this over. And I'm going to risk glue. So let's go with the glue. Thank you, Shannon. Let's put some here. There we go. I could use 3D what's it glue, silicone gel glue, but I think we're going to go with this. And then this is going to go on here, like that. Give it a good press down. Let's just do this up this so we can get a good old press. And there you have your finished card. Now, obviously, if you want to, you can you could put something in here because sometimes they can move around. So you could put another pillow in there if you wanted to, but I don't mind it. It's as long as you sort of sturdy-ish card, it'll pretty much, as you can see, stand up by itself. But yeah, it's quite a nice little card. I also like the fact that because you haven't got a pillow in there, you can see the full width of card. Obviously you can see, well, you can't really see the colouring on the back. And then if you turn it over, you've got your place to write on the back. Now, as I said, you could do it this way around if you wanted to. So it'd be that way around like that. So it would look like that. If you did do it this way around, then you would need a piece on here. So if you did that, then your mat would be 4 3/4 by 2 3/4, and your pattern would be 2 1/2 by 4 1/2, and then that would be, that would be that. But yeah, I quite like it. It's quite a nice little card. And as I said, you could do all different things. You could do it so you don't have, it all squared off. You could do it with different shapes. You could do a 6x6 version, just alternate, sort out your pillars and whatever. But yeah, it actually stands up all right. As I said, you do need to use good thick card. But there you go. That is the make for today. So I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not already. I'm going to switch this light off now. Oh, it goes very dark all of a sudden. It's very dark outside. My goodness me. It's only, what time is it? 1:49 here, and it's literally going dark outside. Goodness gracious. But yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Don't forget to go and check out my Suitcase Sites channel as well, because as I said, the video from Morocco, my cruise, and that will be up there at some point. Yeah, and I will be replying to comments at some point. So any comments you've left on videos over the last fortnight, I'll be replying soon. I've been trying to do some, but I haven't managed to do them all. But yeah, so there you go. So I hope you enjoyed it all, and I will see you all again next week. So see you next week. Thank you, everybody. It's very nice of you all. I will see you all again next week. Bye, everyone.